Hey there, Leo. Welcome to this reading. We are going to do a past, present, future reading. The top card right here is going to be the theme of your reading, and the card says focus on it. So focus is going to be the focus of this reading. We're doing a past, present, future outcome. In your past position, you have the Scorpio card. It says the underworld. It says awaken your inner witch to maximize your potential and connect to the universal energies. You also have this strategy card. It says plan, scheme, and strategize your future and take the next right actions in your life. And, I would say that this is coming up in the past. So a lot of you could be more focused at this time. I mean, the Ace of Swords is laser-like focus. And so maybe it has taken you a long time to get focused in your life, but I feel a lot of you are. It's like you are getting more focused. You are, paying attention to the things you need to pay attention to and all that other good stuff. So, this looks really good to me. And, I feel that you've been, maybe you've felt lost for a long time, but now it's like you're getting back to understanding the actions you need to take, the things that you need to do in your life, and it just feels more focused. A lot of people have had the tower, so I wouldn't worry too much about the tower. This could represent, anytime this happens, there's always like some sort of global tower moment, so, whatever. You have in your past position, you have the Ace of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Like I said, Ace of Swords is laser-like focus. But, that card, the strategy card, says plan, scheme, and strategize your future. And maybe that's what you've been doing for a long time because you are now more focused with this Ace of Swords energy. I also kind of feel that some of you could be having like a little bit of a win coming up. This can be a card of a victory, and you have the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. It's like Three of Wands can be your ships coming in. Eight of Wands can be a quick conclusion or a quick success. So it might not be here like this second, but I do feel in the near future there could be some sort of success that's coming in for you very quickly, and obviously that would be good. You have the King of Wands. King of Wands could just be you embracing your own energy here, Leo. And it could, the King of Wands is bold, assertive, confident, courageous, all those things. So a lot of you could be being more bold, assertive, courageous, confident, or you're working on being more bold and assertive and confident. And this could be a focus for you for sure. One thing that I want to say as I look at this card is like, if you notice, it's like snowing on this card. And so I do want to say that I feel, just looking around here, that focus is, you need to be focused, right? You need to focus on what's important, and you need to make sure you're not focusing on like the noise, the static, right? It's like the snow, it's popping into my head that snow could be kind of like staticky energy, where it's kind of like you look at a TV and you ever see a staticky TV. I don't know. I have some younger children, not children, but younger people that are children to me now that I'm old, that watch this channel. They might not know what static is, right? Believe it or not. So, but that's the energy that I get here on this focus card. You have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands can be a victory or success. So clearly, I feel you are focusing on having a victory or success. Normally this would represent a victory or success coming in for you, but, I kind of feel like this is a victory or success that you've been waiting for because you have the Three of Wands showing up in the future. But you have a lot of great cards of victory. I mean, Ace of Swords, World, Three of Wands. I mean, these are really good cards of like your ships coming in and, having victories on what you're working on. The other thing that I want to point out is that World, Three of Wands to the Tower can just be a move. So some of you could be moving or traveling, right? Just that simple with that Tower energy. So there you go. But let's see what we get here. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on an adventure. We have the World card showing up here. Three of Wands. These are all cards of going on some sort of adventure. He just follows his enthusiasm, which is definitely an energy that I think Leo should be focused on, is enthusiasm. What makes you feel enthusiastic? Leo's challenge for like the past many years, I think, has been putting other people first, other people before your own needs. And I've said this to you before, and I'll probably say it again because you need to hear it. And I would just say that it's like time to put yourself first. But he needs to do things that make him feel optimistic, happy, enlightened, all those good feelings. Some of you maybe have been doing things for other people for so long that you don't even know what would do that. And so you might be saying to yourself, how do I do this? Well, there really is no good answer, but you need to go do things that you think you would enjoy. This could be like hobbies, taking a class, hanging out with friends, going on a random adventure, just go somewhere. And I think doing those things will bring you back to happiness, and I feel that needs to happen. With the King of Wands, you have the Hanged Man. You get the Hanged Man energy with me a lot. I do feel new perspectives would be very helpful for Leo. It's like sometimes I think Leo can get very fixed on an idea, and there's nothing really wrong with that. But, just looking at other perspectives or seeing what you're not seeing could be very important. And you might be asking me, how can I see what I can't see? And you need to find people that you trust, right? We have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the trusted advisor in the tarot. So, this could be a person you trust, a person that has good advice, a person that comes from a position of love, not fear, right? And so there might be a person, it could be like a parent, a mentor, it could be an aunt, an uncle, whatever. It could be a person that just has really good advice. And so if you're thinking about trying to make progress in life, but you're not making progress, you might need to ask someone for some hard truths, right? With the Six of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, definitely a wish. This is something that you're wishing for and you're hoping will come into your life with the Three of Wands. But it looks to me like you are getting something that you wish for, or you're getting something that you've been hoping would happen. Next, in your present position, you have this Moon card. It says, you will be guided through darkness. You have the Love card. It says, true love and fidelity. So there you go. If you want love, definitely could be attracting love. I mean, you have the Page of Cups here, so it could be love. The guided through darkness thing is just probably not knowing what to do with the Page of Wands. So a lot of you, maybe it's like you don't know what to do, but if you just take those steps, the universe is guiding you. The universe is pushing you towards what you need to know. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the World. This is all coming up in your present position. The Four of Pentacles, of course, can represent holding on too tightly to the past. I really feel it is a time for Leo to exceed their own expectations, and I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but, I feel that he's holding on to a comfort zone, and I feel like the universe is trying to get you to expand, obviously, right? We have the Three of Wands right here. And then you go down to the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is kind of like asking yourself the question, maybe you don't think you can do any better in your life, and that's fine, right? A lot of people get to that place. But this is saying, what would it look like if you did? Just play the game. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to be right. All you have to do is play the game and say to yourself, what would it look like if I made $1 million? What would it look like if I found the love of my life, even though I've been cheated on 10 times, right? It's like asking those questions, I think, could really lead you in the right direction. I believe we have to plant the seed first. It's like we have to plant the seed of doing something before we make it happen. And the Four of Pentacles is asking you to do that. You have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups can definitely be like an offer coming in for you. The Page of Cups can be a love offer, of course. Page of Cups is an admirer. Going up to that King of Swords, it could be someone who's older than you. It could be an air sign. It could be any sign, it's general reading. But it could be someone who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. King of Swords is knowledge and wisdom. So that could be the type of person you're attracting. The Page of Cups can also be a dream that he needs to bring down to earth. He has this fish in the cup here, and he is a card of dreaminess, so he is dreaming of something that he wants in his life, and he just needs to bring that dream down to earth to manifest what he wants. And below him, you have the World. So it's like you literally need to bring something into the 3D, right? And the World wants you to accomplish whatever that Page of Cups is, and the Three of Wands as well, because I kind of feel like the Three of Wands, I don't really necessarily think it's a wish, although that could be kind of part of it. I feel like it's you are waiting for something to come into your life. That is a card of your ships coming in, so it's like you are waiting for a result, and the World would be the accomplishment. I also do feel with the World that some of you could either be thinking about moving or you are moving with the Tower as well. Again, the Tower doesn't have to be a bad card. It can just say you're entering into new reality. That could be anything. You could be making a move, as in you could be leaving one job and getting another. So maybe you're not moving, maybe you're making a move, which puts you into a new reality. And that is usually a good thing to do with the Tower. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Fairness. Fairness is a word that Leo needs to get out of their mouth, right? Because I think the problem for Leo, based off your astrology for the past many years, has been that you do things for other people and you just think to yourself, I did this for them, so they'll do this for me, and they don't. And so I kind of feel that has been a challenge for Leo. I do think Leo has good intentions. Like, this isn't, like, I personally am against covert contracts. Covert contracts are you do something for someone, expecting them to do something with you, but you never tell them what you want them to do for you. That's not what I'm talking about with Leo. I'm not saying that you have covert contracts here. What I am saying is that I do think Leo does things out of the kindness of their heart, and you just think that the world operates in that way, but it doesn't. And so I think that you need to kind of create your own balance for yourself. And, maybe this has taught you that you need to do more things for yourself, right? Did that make sense? Maybe. With the Page of Cups, you have the Star, which is good in a reading with the Tower, for sure. So the Star could say that you are attracting someone that you see as a star. Like, maybe you see them as very special, or, maybe you really look up to a person or whatever. So, there you go. The Star can also be like hope, faith, and renewal. And so a lot of you are like getting new hope in your dream, whatever your dream is. And like I said, I feel like this is coming from the Page of Swords. It's almost like that Page of Swords is saying to me that you need to play the game. You need to play the what if game. Like, what if, even if you think something is totally impossible, what if it wasn't, right? And I feel if you play that game, you never know. It's like you could start to see that it's possible. The Star is a card of possibility, right? She is pouring this water onto the land from the pool of universal consciousness, and it's flowing out into the world. You literally have the world below the Star. And what this represents is what's possible for one person is possible for everyone. So if there's something you want to do, if you put your mind to it, if you put the work in, you will make it happen. And yeah, sure, King of Swords, maybe you have to get a mentor. Yeah, sure. Three of Wands, maybe you have to expand and do things you've never done before. Yeah, sure. With the Hermit coming up right below it, maybe you need to shine your light more and get more attention, and there are risks that go along with that. But this is coming up in your future position, but it's kind of funny that I feel all three of these cards are talking about the Star card. I feel like all three of these cards are saying that to get this Star, you have to do these things. With the World card, you have the Queen of Swords, seeing things clearly for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body, so she's gaining clarity. We also have divine counterparts here, King and Queen of Swords. I'm not like the biggest fan of the King and Queen of Swords as far as divine counterparts are concerned, but I feel like this is just a person you haven't met yet. So, it's just basically saying this is a new person. Next, in your future position, you have this Watch and Wait card, Three of Wands for sure. You have this Mouse Spirit. It says tend to the small things. I'm pretty sure you've been getting these cards, Leo, of needing to pay attention to like the small details, needing to be kind of more specific with what you're doing, and also needing to just pay attention to the details in general. I also feel like the Mouse could be saying that, this has been very slow. I feel like your journey has felt slow. I think progress has felt slow, but I do think that's about to change. You have the Eight of Wands. So, you could be going through from slow to fast, which would be great. You have the King of Swords, the Three of Wands, and the Hermit. Again, this is your future position. The King of Swords can represent knowledge and wisdom. So a lot of you have probably gained a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you could be using. I also feel like you could be attracting a person, again, who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. So if you want love, it could be a person like that. I feel like it's a very dedicated and disciplined person as well. Like, if you're wondering, who is this person? It's like, I think when you meet this person, you will notice that they are very like disciplined. Maybe they have, maybe they follow a routine during their day or whatever, right? So I feel like it's like a bossed up type of person. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But again, like I said, I think you also could be embracing this energy of using knowledge and wisdom. You have the Three of Wands. Yeah, I definitely feel your ships are coming in. You have that card that says Watch and Wait. So I feel that if you have been putting work out into the world, that you are about to get some results here with the Three of Wands. I also feel like you could be taking your life in a completely new direction. This is like a sudden change with the Tower. The Tower, like I always say, I think the Tower gets a bad rap because the reason the Tower is a good card is because those people are coming down to reality. They've been ignoring reality for too long. But the other thing is that this could be just more like other people in your life are seeing what you're doing as a tower moment. They could think like, what the hell is Leo doing making these changes? They're going to ruin their lives or whatever. But really, you're not. Really, you are kind of expanding and growing and adventuring and all that other stuff. You have the Hermit. Definitely time to shine your inner light. He has the star right here in his lantern. And I always say that he needs to shine that star out all over the place. He needs to come down from the mountain. I like the Hermit. It's not a bad card, but sometimes I feel that he is keeping himself stuck in isolation because he's been through something very difficult. He's been through a dark night of the soul. And when we go through something difficult, I think it's very tempting to stay at the top of the mountain. I think it's very tempting to not want to leave the top of the mountain. But I feel like you should. I feel like you should come down from the mountain and leave isolation and kind of like show the world you. Here you go. With the King of Swords, you have the Sun. Literally the card of getting attention on yourself. The Sun is like a spotlight, and it is also Leo. It is you showing up in a very strong position whenever you show up as yourself. So it's time for Leo to, stand up and get attention on the things that they're working on or creating. The other thing is, again, the sun and the star together can be like fame and fortune. So you could be kind of really attracting a lot of just fame and fortune into your life. That doesn't mean you're going to become famous or rich, but, it could just represent a nicer energy that's coming in for you at this time. With the Three of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, like true wealth, true stability. I think Leo likes stability in general. So, a lot of you could be just attracting true wealth and stability. He has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes kind of represent something that's very difficult to grow in the tarot, but he can do it well. And so it says that you have skills in life that are difficult for other people, and maybe you need to use these skills. These could be skills that will make you famous with the star and the sun. You are a freaking Leo. Leo loves attention, right? So, I think that this is saying you need to use skills that maybe, I kind of get the feeling that some of you are not using skills that you should be using. And this could be like imposter syndrome that I'm picking up on here, just like a little bit. If you feel like you're not good enough to show your skills or whatever, maybe that's what you need to do with this card. With the Hermit, you have the Death card. For some reason, I thought you had the Death card twice. I'm making that up, but the Death card can just be a transformation or a change that you are going through. I feel this is very Leo energy right now because, we had Neptune and Pisces. Neptune will be retrograding back into Pisces, but I think Neptune and Pisces in some ways is comfortable for Leo because it's like there's this set of rules that you believe is how the world operates. And during Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. So we have this Pope-looking guy right here who is begging for his life. And he kind of represents traditional beliefs. And the Death card just says, like, hey, guess what? Over time, beliefs change. And, the way the world operates changes. And I feel that Neptune and Pisces has taught you to like roll with the punches, to, deal with the changes as they come. And, that's really the energy I get here. In your last row for the outcome, you have this Watch for Signs card and this Law of Attraction card. So I think you should pay attention to sign symbols, synchronicities, probably signs of change that are coming in for you. The Law of Attraction card, of course, is using your powers of manifestation to get what you want. And, this whole entire reading kind of says that you are getting what you want. You have the Tower, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Swords. You start with that inner underworld card. It says, awaken your inner witch to maximize your potential and connect to universal energies. The Tower is Scorpio. And you also have the Death card, which is Scorpio. So it might be a good time for you to kind of like explore the things that you haven't been exploring, kind of like exploring the dark side of something, right? These people have been ignoring the reality of their situation. They're being brought down to reality so they can see the reality of the situation. And a lot of you, it's like maybe you have ideas of what to do in life, but it's almost like this card is saying to me that it's time for Leo to get dirty. It's like you can think about things all day long. You can think about actions to take and all this other stuff, but until you do it, you don't actually know what to do. And so that's what I mean by getting dirty. It's like time for you to play in the dirt. It's time for you to play in the mud. It's time for you to, go and take action on things. And that's kind of the feeling I get there. You have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success. I definitely feel things are like happening fast, like things are speeding up. We go from the mouse to like this card here. And so things have been slow, but now things are speeding up. And, I think that's a good thing for you, Leo. I also feel there could be, this is a card of quick success or a quick conclusion. So there could be a conclusion coming in for you quickly. It's also a great card for communication. And so if you are communicating in any way in your life, I feel this could just say that there is positive communication coming in for you. You have the Page of Swords, a lot of questions. I feel you need to play the question game, the answer game, whatever you want to call it. The Page of Swords, sometimes I feel, it is the card of curiosity, and we have all this underworld energy going on here in the reading, so I would definitely be exploring things. Even the Star, I say with the Star, we can't just skim the surface. She is just dipping her toes in the water, but she needs to go all the way into something. She needs to commit herself to getting into that pool. That is the pool of universal consciousness. But she doesn't know what's inside that pool or what she will discover if she goes inside of it. So, again, Page of Swords is curiosity, exploring curiosity, asking a lot of questions, which we covered some of the questions like what if, why, ask why a lot about the things that you're doing. I feel the more curious you can be, the better. With the Tower, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is actually pretty good. The Tower could be leading you towards your Ten of Pentacles. This could also say that creating a Tower moment will lead you to your Ten of Pentacles. And again, I think some of you could be doing... I don't think this is true for all of you, but I definitely feel some of you are doing something that people are telling you not to do. And that is exactly what you should do. I feel, and especially if it's not dangerous, right? We're not talking about something dangerous or something that's going to ruin your life here. I just think sometimes people try to protect us, and it's like they don't have bad intentions, but, really what you have to realize is a lot of people can't see themselves doing what you're about to do. And that is the problem. It's like if people can't see us doing things, then they automatically feel that we shouldn't do it, right? And really, I feel if you listen to those people, that will be preventing you from accomplishing your Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. So I feel like you really have to go for this. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. And if you are making changes, which it clearly with the Tower you probably are, the Eight of Wands says that a simple change could lead to something happening quickly for you, or it could lead to more rapid growth with the Three of Wands, because the Three of Wands is your ships coming in, but it's also a card of expansion, and a lot of you could be expanding by making some changes. With the Page of Swords, you have the Page of Swords, so basically the universe saying I meant what I said. You need to ask a lot of questions, play the what if game, what if this happens, what if that happens, and just kind of like explore mentally, if that makes sense. You have this bell card. It says announcement on it. Eight of Wands definitely could be an announcement. Ace of Swords also could be an announcement. I feel like you are making an important announcement, or this could also say that you are claiming something in your life, which I think would also be good. You have two cards here. You have this Scales card. It says keep your life in balance. We talked about this with the Justice card. You have this Wishbone card. It says wish granted. So there definitely, I didn't want to do that, but there definitely could be some sort of wish granted by keeping your life in balance with the Justice card. And yeah, I feel like this is a wish. You have this Handshake card. It says meeting with a stranger could be important. Remember what I said on the King of Swords. That is like a trusted mentor, a trusted guide in your life. So you could, but I kind of feel like you already know this person really. So I don't know. It's like maybe you haven't seen this person in a while. I do think this card is talking about that King of Swords, but it's like maybe it's just a person you haven't talked to in a long time, or a person you haven't seen in a long time. But if you are, have a trusted mentor, a person who's given you good advice in the past, I feel that person could be very helpful. You have this Boot card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yes, Star, right? The Star is good, a very good card, but again, we have to go all the way in. We have to fully commit to the thing that we're doing. So I don't think this says, oh, Leo has to work hard. I think this is saying Leo just has to make the commitment. And once you do that, I feel you will get your reward, or whatever you're trying to accomplish. You have this dagger. It says fears, worries, tense situation. Remember, I think a big lesson from this reading for you, Leo, is that other people are not like you. And maybe that's the uncomfortable truth that you have to admit to yourself, is that, yeah, sure, you do things a certain way and you care, but other people don't. And, that doesn't even mean that other people are bad people. It just means that they just don't care as much as you. And I think that's an uncomfortable truth everybody has to realize. I feel like Leo has felt stabbed in the back in the past by people where you thought they would act a certain way, but they didn't. And, this isn't about saying that that is okay, but I do feel this is about you realizing that it's a simple fact of life, and only you can control your outcomes, and that's what I feel the card is saying, plain and simple. I love this reading for you, Leo, really good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.